Hey guys, it's Billy. How's everybody doing today? Coming at you today with a quick video. Well, it won't be quick. Who am I? Who am I kidding? None of my videos are ever quick. Coming at you today with a video, a very special video. It's been a while, but I am going to send a shout out to my friend Melinda Murphy. A lot of our friends, you all know Melinda. Great channel, great human being. So, long story short, as you guys can see here, the Garth Brooks Legacy Collection. That's what we're going to talk about today. Long story short, the way I ended up getting this, I was, of course, going to order it. Being a huge Garth Brooks fan that I am, I was in spring training and was actually stuck working when the whole Talk Shop Live thing went down. Even if I hadn't have been, odds are, from hearing all the horror stories that everybody had when they first put this box set for pre-sale, put it up for a pre-sale back in, gosh, what was it, February or March. The horror stories that everybody had trying to order, I may not have been able to get through anyway. However, with that being said, I think the first round of orders were complete. The first day of orders had been capped. I got a message from Melinda that night. We were talking back and forth. She had asked if I was able to get my box set ordered because, of course, they closed orders off and sold out a very, very limited amount that first day. And I was bummed. Of course, I wasn't able to get through. And she had let me know that both her and her husband were trying to get through because everybody was having trouble getting on and ordering. And they both happened to get through pretty much at the same time. And not knowing that each other had ordered, they ended up with 2 box sets. So that's how I ended up with a box set. Melinda and her husband were super gracious, so kind. They offered to send me their extra set, which I can't thank you guys enough. It is such a generous offer. From the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much for that. Wonderful, wonderful people, and what a great gift. I love it. So November 1st, these came out, and I've seen several unboxings and things like that. Matter of fact, Melinda has done her own unboxing and review, which was great, by the way. I just have finally now slowed down enough to where I was able to open it, really dive into it, give it the listen that it deserved. I wanted to go through each box set before I made a video, just basically holding it up and show and tell like a lot of people are doing. I wanted to actually give a real review from a fan's perspective, not just a Garth Brooks fan, but an audiophile perspective. You know, as somebody who appreciates quality music, really well pressed, well mastered albums and releases, and this box set is exactly that. So I guess it was November 1st. They were released. Melinda had forwarded my box on to me, and I unpacked it and graciously thanked her and her husband that day that I got it, even though I hadn't had a chance to go through and dive in. So at first opportunity, I really dove in and looked. I wanted to see exactly what was in these 3 boxes. So what you have here is there are 3 different boxes. They all basically look the same on the front, but they're 3 unique boxes. So this first box here is the original analog series, and what you have are the releases that were they were pressed exactly how they were released on the original analog master recordings. The second one is the remix and remastered version. They all include the same LPs and the same CDs, just different versions. So the second one, which is the remix remastered version, it has I guess the version that they used on the limited series sets that were put out in 1998. So those are digital remixed and remastered. And then finally here, there is what they call the limited edition series. And from what I understand, this is the vinyl is actually the analog mixes, but the CDs are the remix remastered version. The only difference is you get a poster in here These are on 180 gram vinyl versus 140 gram vinyl on the analog and the remix remastered version. So 140 gram analog master tapes, 140 gram remix remastered from the 1998 limited series run, and then this is the limited edition 180 gram. The vinyl is the original analog masters, from what I understand, and I have went and A/B'd all these, and my ear, that's what it sounds like as well. But the actual CDs in here are from the remix remastered. So there you have it, 140 gram, 140 gram, 180 gram. Also, these were pressed in 3 different places. So the analog version was pressed in France. The remix remastered series was the Czech Republic, and then the limited edition was pressed in Germany, from my understanding. So typically, had I not listened to these, if I were just going in with a preconceived notion, I would think that this one was going to sound the best. Not only with it being the most expensive, but being pressed in Germany. My experiences, German pressings are top notch. Also, these were all 3 of those box sets were offered for sale via Talk Shop Live, and I think that was in February or March. And then they did a couple other successive limited runs as well, because there were so many errors and people had problems associated with ordering on that first time. So I think they did 2 or 3 different sales on this through Talk Shop Live. And from all accounts I've heard, they sold upwards of like 500,000 of these units just pre-sale, which is hard to believe. I mean, but either way, Garth and his numbers, you guys know he's a mastering genius, master marketing genius, I should say. So each one of these boxes contains 7 pieces of vinyl. You get the 4 studio albums as well as the triple live. So 7 pieces of vinyl, 7 albums. So I don't know if they took those numbers and multiplied them by 7, because each one, well, multiplied them by 3, because you're getting, for each one sale, you're getting 3 times. I don't know if they did it that way or not, but either way, he sold a boatload of these things. And so they were sold initially through the website, through the Talk Shop Live sale. I believe it was around $99 initially, I think, and maybe by the time the last one went on sale, they may have been $129 for all 3, which, when you come to think of it, it's 21 pieces of vinyl, 21 CDs. Nobody out there is giving you that kind of a deal. Nobody is giving you that kind of a deal. So now, after the street date of November 1st, they are selling these in select retailers individually. You can buy the analog or the remix remastered or the limited edition. And I believe, respectively, they sell for around $49, $59, and $74. So, 50, 60, and 75, if I'm not mistaken. Somewhere in that ballpark. You can get them from Amazon, Best Buy, Dollar General, so on and so forth. Am I missing anything? Pretty much I've covered everything, but now let's dive into what is actually inside these boxes. So the first one that I opened was the original analog series. So first, let's talk about the cover art. I'm not crazy about it. I don't know what you guys think, but I think it's goofy. I would have much rather preferred to have a live picture or just another picture of Garth on the cover, as opposed to the Man on the Moon. I totally get it. Somebody told him that one of the radio DJs said, if there ever were going to be the first concert on the moon, it would more than likely be Garth Brooks, blah, blah, blah. So there's the back. Here's the front. Here's the slipcase that goes over it, as well as the end cap just looks like the vinyl that's inside. So the only thing about this that I'm not real fond of, so it's fairly nice. The box is put together nice, but these slipcases are damaged real easily. So let me just show you. This actually was this way when it came, when I received it. So it was just busted in transit. It's not that big of a deal, but especially for the price that was paid for it, I'm not gonna I didn't pay anything for it. Melinda was kind enough to send it to me. But even had I paid $99 for this, I probably wouldn't complain. It's just one of those things. I get it. It happens, but you know, it is what it is. Anyway, getting to what's inside, the contents. That's what you've seen these videos, I'm sure. But so what is inside are 4 studio albums, which you have No Fences, The Chase, In Pieces, and Fresh Horses. And then the last is the Triple Live, which is new. I believe it was available via download. Maybe in November. I can't remember when they put that out via download, but this is the first time on vinyl for that. First time on vinyl for this. These 3 have been released on vinyl, albeit In Pieces was only in like South America, Brazil, but definitely any of his stuff that you see on vinyl, which I have all his original pressings on vinyl, as in the regular pressings as well as club pressings. They're so hard to find and so expensive, but I've had them for years, and even years ago, 20 plus years ago, they were expensive and hard to find. But No Fences was available in the U.S. and maybe The Chase for maybe only through record clubs only, but definitely this was not available. In Pieces was not available in the States, and this is the first time available on vinyl for Fresh Horses. Why he didn't choose to include the others? So of course we are missing, for those of you who are fans and know Garth Brooks' discography and his catalog, you're missing his first self-titled debut, Garth Brooks, and then in between The Chase and No Fences falls Rope in the Wind, which is one of his most popular, highly sought-after albums. And then after this falls Sevens and Scarecrows. And then Sevens and Scarecrow, and then you have Double Live in there as well, which, the Triple Live I'm fine with. And then if some of you want to call Beyond the Season, which is his Christmas album, a studio album, that was in that early mid-90s era too, so somewhere around in here. So we are missing a few, and I'm kind of holding my breath and hoping that Garth is going to actually put out a second series to this, which will include the self-titled, as well as Rope in the Wind, Scarecrow, Sevens, and maybe Beyond the Season. Who knows? But either way, that's what's included in here. So let's jump right in to the box, show you what we have. Basic packaging here. No fences, nothing, no frills, nothing, nothing really exciting. At least it is a nice, high-quality photo on the jacket. Like I said, they were not shrink-wrapped. They were all just, this is how they were inside of the box, inside of that slipcase. The one thing I was kind of bummed about is the inner sleeve. At least it is polylined inner, but it's just a plain white inner, no artwork, no lyrics, not even an insert, I don't know. I guess when you're ultimately trying to keep price down, I can understand. I can understand that, versus really nice inners or inserts and paying a $200 or more price tag, or just a plain white inner and no frills, nothing fancy, and getting all these for $99. I think they made the right choice. So, I won't go through and name all these songs off, but the one thing I will say is these are the original analog mixes, so I would not expect to get those 1998 limited series bonus tracks on each album that they included. If you remember right, when they remastered these in 1998 and put out the first limited series, each album had one additional bonus track on it. Those are not on here. As a matter of fact, they're not on any of the vinyl, not even these other 2 sets, only on the CDs. But like I said, they are included on the CDs. So there is No Fences. Moving right along, we have The Chase. Like I said, in between, or before No Fences would have been his self-titled. So The Chase, Again, I'm not going to open up all these, but you can see nothing fancy, plain white inner inside all of these. You know, some of you guys do like to see the center labels, which at least they did some really nice custom center labels, which I will give them that. The vinyl itself came extremely clean. It was pressed really well. I will say all three of these, no matter which plant they were pressed at, they were handled extremely well. None of them had fingerprints or dust or anything like that. No smudges or streaks. So they did pick three great pressing plants on that. So there is the Chase. Here is In Pieces. Again, they used high quality artwork on these, all the original artwork on all of these. Then we move on to the fourth studio release, which is Fresh Horses. This one, I'm not 100% sure exactly what happened with Fresh Horses, but the picture is pixelated a bit. It looks like it was just a high-resolution scan from the original CD artwork. However, the graphics, the typeset, the font is all nice and new. But the photograph is definitely a high-resolution scan. And when this was put out originally, it was never intended to be blown up this big, so they probably didn't care. They probably took this section of the photograph from probably a full face or even a further out shot that was taken of Garth, and it's been manipulated and things like that. So it was probably never intended to be produced in this large of a scale. But it still looks very good and presents really well. And again, it does have the nice custom center label on that as well. There's no, I don't think that one is the exact same as what the CD was, but there you have it. And then of course the Triple Live, there are 6 different covers that you get. All of the Triple Live music, so all the vinyl across the boards is all the same on the Triple Live. There's just 6 different collectible covers. This one that I got in this set is the Ryman, and I'll just pull it out here. It's a little bit hard to manage to try and get and show on the, but there's a nice triple gatefold, really nice stuff. But Night at the Ryman, and there you have it. I haven't had a chance to listen to that one yet, but intend to. And then we'll go to the CDs. So in addition to all the vinyl, you also get all 4 of the studio albums on CD. And this is the, now these CDs are the original mix, and then the Triple Live there. So that is all you get in the box set. Like I said, all of them are the same. Except for in the remix remastered, it's going to be the 19, so everything's the same, obviously the same 4 studio albums, and then you get Triple Live as well as the CDs. The only difference between this and what I just showed you is these mixes are actually from the 1998 the limited series mix. So just for those of you who are curious, the cover that I got on the Triple Live on this one is white out. So that one, like I said, there are 6 different collectible covers on that, and that was from the remix remastered edition. And then finally here from the limited edition, which you see how it has a holographic cover on it. This one also has a poster inside, which I won't break out, but again, same thing as far as the vinyl, although this vinyl is on 180 gram, and it is the original analog mixes. And then we did get the this one, as far as the Triple Live, has really cool photo on this one, the 2014 comeback. So there is that. Pretty much covers the whole thing. for you there, guys. Let me put this back up just so we've got something to look at here. Oh, wrong one. Put this one up. Just so we've got something to look at here as opposed to just my ugly mug. Anyway, there we go. Garth Brooks Legacy Collection. Overall, I'm extremely pleased. I did put on the original analog version first. So that is those are the first mixes that I played because those are the first ones that I ever really remember being familiar with. I grew up on those. I kept my teeth on those. Ever since they remixed and remastered them for the 1998 limited series, those kind of never really set well with me because I'd lived so long with all the originals that I kind of thought those 98 mixes were a little bit too bright. They were souped up a little bit too much, maybe a little bit too compressed for my liking. The analog mixes definitely breathe better. They've got a great ground floor, and the ceiling is really high. You can hear all these bright, brilliant highs and the rumbling lows, like especially like on the Thunder Rolls or something like that. The bass from Glen Wharf is just awesome. It's like you've never heard it before. So if I'm gonna rank the three of these, and while I'm talking here, I'll just go ahead and put these back up. If I'm going to rank the three of these, I would say, honestly, my personal preference is going to be the original analog mixes here. I think that wins out. Like I said, that was pressed in France. They are pressed on 140 gram vinyl, and like I said, the mixes sound better than I've ever heard these things before. And I own all the original vinyl releases from Garth, the regular releases as well as the record club releases, and these are by far superior sounding. Secondly, I would probably go to the limited edition, which is this one back here. It's a very close second to the original master. The reason I'm 99% sure these are taken from the original masters, I mean, I did a little bit of homework as well, but I kind of thought that before I even reviewed it and researched it, is the sound on the vinyl is very similar. These are maybe just a bit brighter, but there again, it could just be the mastering engineer who cut the master lacquer and this was pressed in Germany as well versus France, but very similar sound. This is on 200 gram, or no, sorry, not 200 gram, 180 gram versus 140 gram. I would say this comes in a very close second. The limited edition would be my second, and then my third pick would be the remix remastered. But that's just a personal opinion because my ear doesn't really like the way this sounds. I think it's a little bit too bright, and the remix itself is just something that I'm just not. If that's the first way I had ever heard it and the only way I was familiar with hearing it, I would never have a problem with it. But since I was so accustomed to hearing it the original way that it was released on my cassettes, back when I was younger, and whenever I bought them when they first came out, that's the way I expected to hear it, and that's how I do enjoy hearing it. So I hope that gives you guys a little bit of insight on what you're going to get in this Garth Brooks box set. If you already have it and you just didn't know, maybe you've got a little bit more information, you learned a little bit more about it. If you're looking to get one or ask for one for Christmas, it would make a great Christmas gift. I would say you wouldn't go wrong with any of these. But based on your personal preference, like I said, I gave you my personal preference and my information on how I would rank each one of these. Again, individually, if you're looking to get these, the original analog, which is my personal favorite, runs about $49. It's the cheapest of the lot. And then the remix remastered, which is probably my least favorite of the three, is about $10 more, $59. And then finally, the limited edition series, which is on 180 gram vinyl, pressed in Germany. It has the original analog uh, vinyl as well as the remix remastered CDs. So don't get those two confused. You do get a poster in that. That's 75 bucks. So guys, I hope everybody's doing well. Again, I cannot say thank you enough for the gracious gift and generosity to Melinda and her husband. Thank you so much for this. It's a great gift that I will cherish for a long, long, long time. And hopefully I'm able to pass these down to somebody else, you know, my kids or my grandkids or somebody who can appreciate them long after I'm gone. So guys, thank you so much. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you all have a very happy Thanksgiving. Take care, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.